This video is going to be looking at some tips for best practice in reading lists. So there isn't a definitive answer to an idea of best practice, as this really depends on the module and the teaching style. But there are some things that we would recommend, including using a wide range of resources such as books, journals and websites, making sure you categorise resources into essential, recommended and background, and structuring the list in a way that makes sense for the students and for the teaching that you're delivering. So Leganto has loads of features available to help you organise, structure, and make your list really accessible to students.
I'm going to talk through this best practice example reading list that we've put together to just highlight some of those key features that we'd really like you to be including in your lists. So one of the main ways that we can really enhance how accessible reading lists are for students is by thinking about the structure. So in this example here, we've made use of the sections to break the reading down. So in this example, we've got sections with weekly readings. So this is what you're expected to read in week 1. This is what you're expected to read in week 2 for a particular lecture or a particular seminar. We've also got sections for like the essential reading. Like these are the really key texts that are going to help you throughout the module. Another thing that you might like to include is background reading. So a section that has that reading in for students that might want to go a bit deeper, push themselves a bit further on a particular topic. Another nice way that we see people do it is to break it down into here are the books, here are the journal articles, here are the websites, here's the professional reading, here's the scholarly peer-reviewed sources. It really does depend though on your module, on what you're teaching and what kind of makes sense for the structure of the module and the way students are working through particular topics. Another nice example that we've seen on reading lists is creating sections for further reading that might be useful for particular essay topics or particular assignment choices, where there's multiple kind of pathways people can choose to follow. So if we wanted to add sections to this reading list, I'll just really briefly show you that. We do have some more in-depth videos about this, but we can use the add menu up here. We can add new items and we can add new sections. When you are adding a section, it's all very self-explanatory. You have to give it a title, and it can be quite nice as well to give it a bit of an extra description, and that is what we can see here. Just again, that extra context, that extra information that might help students gain some understanding and contextualise and why am I being asked to read this or what is this useful for. Lots of great features in this, so we can drag and drop things once you've put the sections in. So I'm going to move my background reading for the module up here, or maybe I'll put it back at the bottom again. And then within each section as well, you can also drag and drop particular items and change the order of them within the module. Also really important in terms of structure is to make sure that everything has got a reading relevant tag assigned to it. So is it recommended? This one here I've just spotted doesn't actually have anything. So I'm going to click on the item menu. I'm going to edit the item and I'm going to go to item actions and assign it a tag. And I will make this one essential, and then click save. So that's a really useful thing to make sure you're doing. Also, in terms of thinking about structure, we can also edit the item, and we can add in a note for our students. And again, it's just about providing that extra detail, that extra context to help with understanding. Always click save. So yeah, in terms of reading list design, that's just a bit of an overview of the basics. We'd really recommend exploring some of the more in-depth videos about the different features such as book chapters, digitisation, copying things, moving things, using the collections, and all the different resources that we've got on our training guide.
For more help and support with reading lists, visit our reading list training guide or contact the librarian at library@hud.ac.uk.